Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and check out this GTeam base improvements. Boom! Crazy walls. Boom! More crazy walls. If you look at these the right way, they make G shapes. You can see the letter G kind of concealed in these glyphs. Glyphs also starts with G. Golf also starts with G, and it is part of the NATO alphabet. So if you don't know the NATO alphabet, you should look it up after this. Oh, I kind of want to sing the NATO alphabet song I wrote now, but that's not a good time for that. Anyway, in order to make my peace room more integrated, some folks have taken it onto themselves, or upon themselves, to add a little external extruded doorway here. If you missed the peace room episode last episode, definitely go back and check it out. I'm a huge fan of how that editing turned out on that. Corinne was really awesome and helped edit it with me. She knows that the point of editing a video is to figure out which parts are boring and which parts are funny. And she really likes telling me, Daddy, this part's really boring. No one will like this. You're going to make people sad if you leave this boring part in there. And I'm just like, thank you, small child. I could already tell that because I'm a video editing professional. But your secondary opinion is indeed appreciated. So, one thing you might notice, the last episode was in 1080p 60. This episode is in 720p 60. I cut down the resolution a little bit to hopefully keep the frame rate from being as choppy. I was trying some new settings after the computer came back from the shop. Maybe I pushed it a little bit too far. But one thing I did want to tell you guys about was something kind of crazy, or not crazy, kind of weird happened. Oh, is this a door? I bet it's a secret door. Okay, well, we're not going to open that right now. But anyway, when I went to the shop to pick up the computer, which hadn't been booting, if you ever had your computer, when you turn it on, it just continuously reboots forever, that's a bad problem, right? So I tried everything I could to get the files off there, to get it fixed on my own, because I'm pretty savvy with computers, but this thing, I just couldn't get it to do anything. So, anyway, I bring it into the shop, I explain everything that's wrong with it, the exit to this base is gone, so, can we still go out this door? Great, okay. So, anyway, I had dropped off the computer, explained what was wrong with it, all that stuff, and then a few days later, I get an email telling me to come pick it up. And I was kind of worried because I had basically pre-authorized, look, what might this cost me? And they're like, well, if we had to replace this, it'd be $550. If we had to do this, it's less. I'm like, okay, well, I can afford that, but if anything more than that, definitely let me know before you do it. So I don't know what they've done with the computer at this point. But I get the email to come into the shop. I come into the shop. Guy carries out the computer covered in this protective veil and then sets it on the table in front of me. Doesn't plug it in, just sets it down, sheathed in this veil. And then with a very dramatic flourish, removes the veil and says, "What do you think?" and points at the computer. And I'm just kind of looking at it. And the guy looks at me, and he's really confused. And he goes, "Is something wrong?" And I say, "How would I be able to tell? Does it turn on now? I didn't bring it in here with a cracked screen. I don't know what to think. Please tell me." So, anyway, computer's working now. That's appreciated. But that was super awkward. If you work in a computer store, don't do that unless the customer was a real jerk earlier and you really want to mess with them. Although I don't think I was a real jerk when I dropped it off. I don't know. I think this guy might have just been bad at showing people their computers were fixed. Anyway, you guys are probably like, Joe, you're just standing around at night talking. It's not a good time to talk. You should go down there to your little secret room you showed us in the last episode and use the bed to turn night into day. Well, let me show you something, guys. Let me show you something that I think is actually fairly impressive. I took that little hidey-hole down here that I had installed that top secret furnace room in. It's so secret, even I'm having a hard time finding the entrance. I thought about it, and after I showed this whole thing in an episode where I've got my secret bed and all my chests and stuff like that, I realized, no, this is too dangerous. This is too much of a liability to have other hermits know where I sleep in the middle of a war. So I got rid of the whole thing. I emptied all of these chests into some, what do you call those? Shulker boxes I bought at Python's place. Which I actually need to buy more shulker boxes. I did a ton of off-camera mining, bought a ton of shulker boxes, and just started emptying everything I had in a whole bunch of my little hidey-holes into another dimension, because I know it'll be safe there. But you know what? Uh-oh. Well, clearly I'm supposed to use a silk touch pick for that, and now we know. We have learned something today. I don't normally carry ender chests around with me, so core concept, we learned something there. One of the hidey holes that I have not yet shulker boxed up, though, is one that's a little bit dangerous to visit, because it's inside of Tango Tech's base. Now, when a bunch of ghosts stole things from Tango Tech because he violated their maze and was cursed forever, and that's a creeper, they left a bunch of presents for me in a hidey hole that I was using inside of his base. So we need to go and take these... Oh, you know what? Actually, let's change night into day first. We need to take these diamonds that I have dug up off camera, buy more shulker boxes, and grab everything out of Tango's base. I haven't been there in a few weeks, so I don't know how safe it is, or even, for all I know, he might have discovered this hidden hidey hole and been like, what are all these chests? I'm going to remove all these chests because I'm Tango Tech and this is how I talk. Super gruff. I like that crime dog. But anyway, these shulker boxes, for 6 diamonds, I can get 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we'd probably be okay if we had 4 shulker boxes that we took with us. And we will dye them colorfully later. But core concept, we are... every time I see all the stuff burning down there, I always think there's going to be a bunch of mobs that are on fire. Which way is Tango Tech's base? I'm not allowed to show the Cub Fan Concorp area right now because of some sort of top secret spoilers, so keep an eye out for Cub Fans next episode. But I'm pretty sure that Tango Tech's base is somewhere over here. I usually get there through the Nether, so maybe that's actually what I should do to get there now. I think it's... So it's under here somehow, but... Like, I don't think I can just go down through the glass here. I don't think there's like an entrance. So, oh, unless that's the entrance. Let's go to Tango Tech's base. Let's all go to Tango's. Let's all go to Tango's. Let's all go to Tango's and have ourselves a tech. Okay, so, yeah, somewhere in this kind of back area here, I had hidden... Boom, 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 boom. Nomad hidey-hole. And, oh man, I left a bunch of shulker boxes in here. Why was I so worried about bringing shulker boxes? You know, I wondered where all my shulker boxes had gone at one point, and I guess I left them all underneath Tango's base. So, you know, double points to me for not only going out and raising money to buy shulker boxes, but also having left them here this whole time without realizing it. So we're also going to make sure no creepers or whatever come in and attack us through here. Obsidian is really hard for creepers to move through. They do not phase through that particular type of matter very efficiently. So, let's go ahead and just start dumping some of this gear out. We're just going to take all this stuff and hope Tango Tech never even realizes that we were here. Because he doesn't necessarily realize how much those ghosts stole from him, but that's what he gets for violating a ghost curse, you know? If you ever had the choice of violating a ghost curse or not, you know, just don't do it. So, we'll just throw this obsidian here. Because it's not like I was using it to make a new ender chest anyway. I'm out of ender eyes. Whoops. Dang it. Cool. That is not too conspicuous, I don't think. And, uh-oh, the slime police are here. We gotta go. Oh, hey, there's a diamond block there. That's cool. That's a nice touch, Tango. Oh, man, this is open to the heavens? I didn't realize he had a crazy, like, volcano base. Wait, has this always been here? Oh, this is so neat, Tango. I really like this. Okay, so we're going to take all that gunpowder back to the GTeam base. I've heard some people call it the G-Force base, but actually we are not sponsored by NVIDIA. They give us no money, so you don't have to give them any money either. But, warning name recognition. I mean, we could be all sorts of G-related objects if you wanted to rename our team. We could be the G-Town. We could be the G-Village. We could be the G-Golly Mister. What a team. Oh, look, kittens. Sorry, we gotta feed the kittens. Cleo can't log on this late at night British time, so it's our job to make sure that they get little snacks, because they're working so hard. Let's see. I think there's an entrance to our base over here. No, more kittens, I missed them. Oh, here you go, you get one. Core concept. I'm gonna take this gunpowder and drop it off here. Is there an anvil I can use to rename these? You know what, we'll just set these on the ceiling here, so anybody who needs gunpowder can find it. Perfect. And nobody from our team is online right now, so I'll make sure to message Grian that I left 4 shulker boxes full of gunpowder on the ceiling, just in case anybody needs them for our future traps or what have you. So that was one base shut down. Man, I'm so glad that I didn't need to use those shulker boxes I just bought, but like, now, well, I guess I did use them for those nether bricks. Now, I've been dyeing all the nether brick boxes red to color code them in my ender chest, because, you know, red is the color of alerts, and if we're going to command and conquer our enemies, we are going to need some red alerts. And of course, I don't have any red dye here. Oh wait, that's right. What if I go to my ender chest and I pull out my color-coded plant box? Thank you, Musical Sting. That was a good time for that. So let's see. So we take the rose red, we take the nether bricks, boom. We can just pick that back up. And now we can put this right here next to all of our other red shulker boxes full of nether bricks. Look at this. It's a Joe Hills episode, except my inventory is kind of organized, I say, while carrying 31 sticks, a spectral arrow, and some random gunpowder that really should go back up here. Oh, and I had an anvil, so I could have named those gunpowder boxes. Why don't we do that now? Okay, so we're going to pick these up. Anvil time. Okay, so we got 1 box of Joe Hills' powder for GFAM use. And none of the other boxes are getting named because the anvil broke. Okay, good episode, everybody. Good episode. Now that our gunpowder is safely secured to the ceiling here, what we're going to do next is we're going to take this TNT, these tripwire hooks, and this string in order to trap that hidey-hole I had built underneath the Ministry of Truth. Now you might say, Joe, is it a good idea to put a tripwire that'll blow up inside of your own build? Well, you know, I'm less likely to get yelled at than if I did it inside of Tango's build. Also, Tango's on my team, and he's not as likely to go investigate that area, trying to find ways to hurt me as the other team is. Like, they're gonna have seen yesterday's video where I showcased all the work that I was doing toward the war effort inside of this hidey-hole here, assuming that I can ever get back down to it. And they're gonna know something's up. They're gonna come down here, they're gonna say, what is Joe hiding inside this pillar here? So, the other thing I'm not 100% sure about is, what is the best way to, I don't know, figure out how this is working. So what I think I want to do is I want to put the tripwire and the string across this gap here, right? That makes sense to me. And then I think I just need 1 string for the middle. Perfect. Now, I'm pretty sure that the best way to test this would have been to have brought anything that's affected by redstone, which I did not actually do, so I have no way to tell if this is working other than to just put the TNT in and then leave. So, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put the TNT in, and then I'm going to try and escape down the bottom here. Oh, wait, that's not going to work without... Oh, wait. Because I've got all those ovens down there. So I'm going to have to replace the ovens on my way down. But I think that's okay. So I'll come down here. And then I will replace these stone bricks right here below the torch. Then I will replace these furnaces right down here. And then I will make sure... Yeah, you can barely see the string there. That's practically invisible. Okay, great. So, there we go. We are... Like I said, this is currently a ceasefire in the prank war. So we're not allowed to go, you know, set traps to kill them in their bases. But if they come sneaking around our logistical infrastructure, which is kind of outside of the purview of this whole thing, I think that's fair. You know? And maybe this is subtle foreshadowing of a similar trap that I have in mind for other places in the war zone when the ceasefire ends. We'll have to see. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us today. As always, leave your questions and comments in the YouTube comments section below. Hopefully this video, I was going to say, is a lot smoother for you, but it seems that loading the other team's giant creeper cannon causes any computer with any settings to freeze up no matter what you do right when you cross that threshold. So, don't mention that specific incident unless you really want to because you think it's funny. Dang it. I really want to jump up to Python's tower for the end of this video, but the lag on the server is a little bit prohibitive at times. There we go. Whoa, this is a really relaxing place. If I had known he had a cow and like a lounge chair, lounging cows. It's lounge on the roof where the Python GB is aloof. He watches the war and it isn't a bore, so he's more handsome than Shia LaBeouf. Anyway, thank you guys for coming out today. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.